Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are out there.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
Greetings, my friends. Today is March 29th, 2020. My name is Jeff Fritz. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How we doing there, chat room? Good morning. Mordecai is here. No muscles. Hello. Nice to meet you. Jean Valjean. That's coder 24601 to you. Good to see you. CLW. He's another member of the Live Coders team. That's Corey Hurricane Weathers. He's right about there. Good to see you, my friend. Nothing Else Matters says hello to all their socially distanced friends. Yep, this is day 16 of lockdown for me and my family here as we continue to go through this coronavirus pandemic, this issue. We're doing pretty all right here. Everybody's doing well. Everybody's happy and healthy. Good things are happening. Zoltra Lord, thank you so much for the resub. 10 months. Zoltra Lord is another member of the Live Coders. So is Source Scoot. Good to see you. Got 3 members here. Welcome in, friends. Good golly, we good up in here. Well, that's good to hear at No Muscles. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the resub. We'll make a donation to code.org. I got to set up our next donor goal here for the second quarter, and I think we're going to want to help out some folks with a little bit of the prevention around COVID-19 and what's going on with that. You're very welcome for the love. There you go, Corey. Absolutely. Let me do this. Can we do this? Let me drop we're going to take care of something here real quick. There we go. We're going to drop a VIP on Source Scoot. Thank you so much. He's another member of the team. Is Ultra Lord still here? Still hanging out there? Yep. There we go. We'll drop one on them as well. Take care of that real quick. There we go. Thank you so much, friends. I'm wearing my Twitch jersey today. Yesterday, it was Twitch Stream Aid, right? Effectively trying to replicate Live Aid from all those years ago in the 80s. To raise money, raise awareness, get entertainers to be presenting and encourage donations to help the World Health Organization, help find a cure for this, help us get through what's been going on here. And really proud to say that the folks on Twitch raised more than $2.7 million yesterday. That is just an insane number to come out of Twitch in a one-day fundraiser. If you participated, if you donated, thank you so much for your participation. It makes me proud as a streamer to see that folks on this platform, these communities, are able to generate that kind of outreach. Yeah. Hey, Fallen, good to see you. I think I already greeted you. And I've got my Visual Studio hat on today because I want to talk about and get into some of the updates that have happened with Blazor WebAssembly 3.2. Commercials. Hey, link slumps. Sorry about that. Yep, we've got ads. Of course, there's ads here on Twitch. So, hey there, Greg. All right. So let me get some music playing here in the background. This, of course, is music to code by from our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. He's been broadcasting here every night on Twitch since the beginning of the pandemic. Hosting a little concert. Let me get a shout out to him over on, there's his channel, and we're gonna play a little music to code by here. This is music scientifically designed. It's engineered to get you in the flow, get you in the groove, so that whatever task it is you're working on, you can focus on and just get stuff done. Check it out at mtcb.pwop.com. We're going to execute the music command in the chat room and get your copy today. This is Indigo. A little bit groovy. We're always in AMA mode here, link slumps, but Kubernetes isn't really something that I specialize in. I mean, you're welcome to drop a question, and we'll see if anybody's able to help. But I usually have, I have AMA turned on. So, that's right. Carl's from .NET Rocks. We're continuing our journey here on Minimal March. We're going through and we're showing that you can do .NET development at the command line with a text editor. You don't need big IDEs. You don't need big operating systems like Windows. You can develop even on a Chromebook. We've been using Linux here inside of a virtual machine to show that you can just get stuff done. It's been really great to watch and having a good time with this. Scaffold rebuilds your Kubernetes instances. Interesting. I'm not familiar with Scaffold. Like I said, Kubernetes isn't my thing. But if anybody in the chat room can help, there's a question there. Psycho42, happy Sunday. Kubernetes is one of those things that I think, and this is me being very opinionated about it, developers are jumping into too fast. From my point of view, developers shouldn't know about Kubernetes. Kubernetes is an operations thing, and folks that are building and structuring and putting together Kubernetes for the orchestration of containers, that's an operations task, and developers should just focus on building their application and being aware that they could be running inside of a container and communicating to different things. And with Kubernetes, you have to be fluent in YAML, and we hate YAML. Chandu16, hello, hello. No, I have a real problem with YAML. With the Docker container, if React updated, I wouldn't need to rebuild the image, right? You shouldn't. No. No. With a container, every time a container, a new version of React is issued, you need to rebuild your containers. Every time a new version of one of those libraries that you depend on is updated, you need to rebuild your containers if you want that version in your container that you ship. That's not a Kubernetes thing. That's a Docker thing. That's a container thing. Containers are idempotent. They don't change. They never modify. You don't write anything to the folder of a container. So if you do make if you do want new versions of things, you want a new version. In our case, you want a new version of .NET Core or a new version of Blazor. You need to build a new version of the container and redeploy. So that, yes, that is absolutely something with containers that we as developers do need to know. So your image with that React version is static. As soon as you want to go and change code, you need to redeploy. You need to rebuild your image. So, my chair arrived. Check this. Look at this. You can see the little robots here on the chair. This is a brand new chair that I got from our friends at Maxnomic. They're supposed to be giving me a code so that if you want to get, this is a really comfortable chair that I had an old chair from IKEA for literally 10 years, and it was worn out in the back. So I'm thrilled to actually have a very nice chair here that I can relax in, be able to sit and focus. I was always fidgety and moving around in my chair, so it's nice to have something new here that definitely feels better on my back, certainly on my bottom. Let me show you. I posted some pictures out here on the Twitters. The Twitters? Yeah, you know. There we go. Grab this, and we'll head over. There you go. So it has the logo on the back, and when you flip over on the front, there you go. You can see where the two robots are, just behind my head here. So that's from Maxnomic, and this is, I think it's the Orthocopter OFC. I think is what it's called. Really nice. I got silver stitching on it. And of course we had the robots and the logo custom stitched onto it. So really cool. And we'll have some coupon codes and the like to talk about for Maxnomic here in the next week. Yeah, Herman Miller chairs are really nice. The gamer chairs with all the padding and things, and the adjustments have been very nice. So that's what makes it slow to develop with Kubernetes or Docker. Well, there are ways to develop with Docker that's a bit faster so that you're not constantly rebuilding your container. There's ways that you can use tools, and both, I think Visual Studio Code has this set up as well as Visual Studio, where they'll map a folder to where your source code is so that you have a debugger version, a development version of your container that actually is pointed to live code, and you can change that. They've mapped a folder, and when you've got it working properly with the rest of your containers, rebuild that image so it isn't mapped to that folder and it's actually got the contents inside the container. Really, really great stuff. Chandu16 is solving problems in Leet code using C# for practice and using CSC to compile. Let me put this question up here. I'm not even done reading the question. I want to make sure that I see what it says here. Where'd it go? There we go. Let's put up this question. You're using C# for practice and you're using CSC to compile C# files. Why are you using CSC? You're using the VS Code editor, trying to configure it to automate this with VS Code. Don't use CSC. Let's start there. Using CSC to compile C# codes is like using a hand screwdriver to build a house. There's power tools that'll get you a lot further, and you don't just compile C# files. You're going to have C# files as part of a solution, as part of a project. You don't just write C# files willy-nilly on disk and say compile this. You have to create a project, just like NPM. You have to create a package that you want to build and work with. Thank you for the follow, Nbello Cam. Welcome. So you need to, what you can do with this is you can install the .NET SDK. So I have the .NET SDK installed, so I can run the .NET command line. Thank you for the follow, Salamanga. Welcome. Let me hide this. So I think you have a little bit of a misunderstanding of how this works. So here I am I'm in Linux, and I can run the .NET command line, and I can then create, I can do all kinds of things here, but I can create a project. Projects have different destination types, right? Applications that you're going to target, whether it's a console application, maybe it's a class library, maybe you want to build a Windows application, right? You can do that. It's not going to work here on Linux, but you can do that. You want to build some unit test things, you want to build a web project, all kinds of stuff here. But you target and build that type of project, and then you can actually target and say compile and run. Automating building C# files with CSC, CLI and run them. That's not how this works. You don't run the CSC, CLI directly. Let .NET run that for you. You're using solutions and doing .NET run and build. It builds all the files in the solution, but you just want to build and run one single file. No, you can't do that. You can't just build one file. You never have just one file. You compile one file gets compiled and added into the course of a project and gets linked together so that it actually executes. You can't just have one C# file that is an application. That's not a thing. Hey, Quoting Mark, welcome in. Good to see you. That timer is still running out there. Let me turn that off. Boom, boom, and trying to... It's possible you can do these things, and there is, when you're trying to explain to somebody who is learning, you don't want to even cross some of those things. You can compile files, C# on the fly in the browser using C# code. You can do that. Am I going to tell a beginner to do that? No. Am I going to tell somebody who's getting started with C# to do that? No. You can do that. Our Frank Kruger is compiling Go with C#. Am I going to tell you to do that? No. It's possible. But if you ask me if you could compile Go with C#, I'm going to say no. You can't. It could be done, but that's not something that I'm going to encourage somebody who's asking questions about .NET features to do. So, yeah, I think, Chandu, I think you're trying to build a console file. You can't, if you want to, there are ways to, from within code, to point to a file and say, recompile this file and load it. You can do that from within .NET. It's not something that, like I said, I would encourage for somebody to go and do. There's some really nice articles about, you'll see folks talk about hot reloading C# files. Doable. But you're actually not going to call CSC to recompile those things. So, yes, you rarely ever you never have just one C# file on disk that you want to recompile without a project file, without a solution file. And try.net wraps it with a project file and a solution file. It does all that hiding in the background for you. Earl George, welcome in. AEM 1984 makes an interesting point. If you could eat food with just a knife, no fork, that doesn't make it an elegant solution, but you can do it. It can be done. So, alright. The reason you're using the CSC, because, yeah, run that as part of a project. You need to write a single file, copy-paste the code back into the website where they'll run some test cases. Put that together as a console application. And strap whatever it is, whatever the entry point is, into the console application so it runs your one class file. You're never going to write just one file. Have that entry point program that launches and reaches into your one file and triggers how it's supposed to start. So, so we got a new version of Blazor WebAssembly here. So Blazor WebAssembly, this is being able to compile and run .NET code in the browser. Really cool stuff. We're getting closer to release. This is Blazor WebAssembly Preview 3. Almost there. Just about ready to ship. It runs using the latest .NET Core 3.1 SDK. They're looking for version 3.1, 2.0.1 or later in order to use this. For some reason, my microphone has come a little bit loose here. There we go. Yep, just create a project with the .NET Core CLI. Put your one file into it next to that main, that program CS in the main, and whatever you want to test in that one file, put it next to it. And from main, reach in and execute it the way that you want it to. All right. Thank you for the follow, is that Ensar Turco? Welcome. All right. So let me see what version of the SDK I have. It says 3.1.2.01, so I'll run .NET version at the command prompt. Let's see what version I have here. I don't know what version I have. No. Well, actually, hang on. Do it over here. Because I've been running, yeah, 1.02. So I need a new version if I'm going to do this. So let's go get the latest version of the SDK. I am on Linux. Yes, I have a package manager, please. Let's go get the latest. Do I need to go get this again? I think I already have. Yeah, only once per machine. All right, so I should be able to do sudo apt-get update and grab the latest version of the SDK. Let's give this a shot. See how this works. 102 and 201. Not suspicious. We're all right there. Let me kick off this update and I'll come to that next question while that's running there. The Burnax asks, what do I think about Microsoft MVPs, the most valuable professionals? What do I think about them being mentors? Is that possible? Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. There's some really great folks in the MVP program who can absolutely mentor and teach. Some of them are very, very good trainers out there. And I'm thinking particularly about my friend Julie Lerman. Tremendous educator out there that you can learn from. So, yes, I think that's very possible. I don't know if Julie's taking on mentees, but I think when I think of a fantastic MVP trainer, she's the first person that comes to my mind. Totally agreed. Liquid Spy. Julie rocks. She does. Somebody clip that and make sure that we get that out to Julie so that she sees that we've been complimenting her up here. Evan Weeks asks, as a corollary to the topic of command line.net, I'd love to see the workflow toolchain for building a Blazor WASM UI in VS Code. I'll get you one further. We're going to build a Blazor WebAssembly on the command line. It's the same way as you would do it in Visual Studio Code. You're going to .NET build, and there it is. Visual Studio Code just has a debug button that you press that calls the exact same command. So, hey, good evening, Sven. Sven Vandenbrand. Good to see you. Vandenbrand? I think I pronounced that right. Let me know. I think I've got it. I always want to make sure I pronounce viewers' names properly, your screen names properly. It's a little bit of respect that I can show you as thanks for tuning in. All right, so that's configured. It should have, right? Do I have... What version do I have now? 3.1.201. Fantastic. Let me go back into my project. And I should probably do this as a branch off of the dev version. Hey there, is that Bakazny? Welcome in. Professionals. Professionals. What did I say on this one? The Burnax asks, what do I think about Microsoft MVPs, the most valuable professionals? What do I think about them being mentors? Is that possible? Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. There's some really great folks in the MVP program who can absolutely mentor and teach. Yep, and I don't need to go into more of that. So let's do this. Let's check out feature, and let's call this WASM 3.2 preview 3. So that we have, no, I need a -B on that. So I have some place to work that's isolated and I don't inadvertently break my development branch. So I'm working in this, and you see the L, it's local only, it doesn't have a remote that we're working in. Alright, so we've grabbed it, we've got the latest version here of my SDK. I do want to make sure that I'm in the 3.1.201 version. I have what's called a global JSON file here, and this specifies the version of the SDK that you use for this. So I'm going to change this over to 3.1.201 so that we're using the correct version as dictated here to get to the new version of Blazor's WebAssembly. Once I have the appropriate .NET Core SDK installed, run the following command to install the updated Blazor WebAssembly template. Let's grab this. And I will paste that in. Hey, welcome to .NET Core 3.1. Good. And done. All right. That was easy. Next, upgrade an existing project. Update all ASP.NET Core WebAssembly package references to version 3.2.0 preview 3.20168.3. Okay. Let's grab this. And I think I have that version sitting here in, I think it's in directory build props. There it is. So let's change that. What this is a reference to...
Let me add some value.
Oh my goodness! Coding Bandit!
I've missed you guys.
Oh, we've missed you.
Super Pride Wing, C# Clip Pride Wing.
Thank you so much, Gary. It's good to see you. That was too much. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the cheer, and we'll make a donation to code.org. My goodness, Coding Bandit, she's another member of the Live Coders team. Make sure you check out her stream. I will put a shout out. There we go. And she's going to be speaking at Live Coders Conf April 9th. Check out conf.livecoders.dev. Check this out for more information about the event. We're going to have 14 hours of some of your favorite live coders streaming and teaching all different topics throughout the day. Make sure you put a follow on the Live Coders channel and be ready to tune in for a full day of fun. Yeah, on April 9th. It's going to be the epicest. Epicest? Okay, sure. Coding Cajun, welcome in. Good to see you. Okay, so I updated the version. I think there's a couple other things that we had to do. Oh no. What did I do? Come back, Windows! There we go. From the previous version that I still haven't applied from 3.2 preview 2. So update all, blah, blah, blah. So we just did that. No, I don't want Flash. And I don't have Visual Studio here running because I'm on Linux. So we will need to go back on that. Is there a link to the previous article down here? There it is, this one. So we need to make a couple other changes here. Here we go. Upgrade your package references and namespaces as described below. So our WebAssembly project it's a sample that's sitting on here that runs specifically our Blazor components on a WebAssembly model. So it builds and serves it so it runs in the browser, not on a server rendering HTML and serving that. So let's see if we can make those changes real quick here. That's going to be in samples after Blazor client side. I'm going to run Vim in this folder and open up my editor over here so we can take a look. And over here, down here, let's get that project recompiling. So I have, this is Blazor client-side project. See, so I have a sample that is just client-side running. And I'm going to .NET watch run. So this says, watch the files in this folder. When there's a change, run them. Rerun it. Restart. See, and it's already saying, I don't know what these things are. So let's go fix those files. Because we've got directions over here from our friend Mr. Dan Roth about how to change this. So Microsoft ASP.NET Core Blazor goes to Microsoft ASP.NET Core Components WebAssembly. So I'm going to need to change some references in here. Not content. Down here, package references. Microsoft ASP.NET Core Blazor goes to Microsoft ASP.NET Core .components.webassembly. So I'm just going to copy this so I can cheat. And delete this. Paste that in. Okay. Microsoft ASP.NET Core Blazor build goes to ASP.NET Core Components WebAssembly build. Alright, we can fix that. Do that. Paste that in. Okay. ASP.NET Core Blazor HTTP client. Well, ASP.NET Core Blazor dev server. Let me see. Do I have a reference to dev? Yeah, down there. Delete that. Put that in there. Microsoft ASP.NET Core Blazor HTTP client is unchanged. Okay. I think that's it. Blazor data annotations validation. I don't think I have that one. Microsoft ASP.NET Core Blazor Mono. Don't have that one. I think I'm good. I think I'm good with these ones. Let's write that out. Take a look and see how that recompile runs over here. Yeah, here comes the recompile. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. No. What do we got? What's the error in here? Typer namespace Blazor does not exist in the namespace Microsoft ASP.NET Core. Okay, so it feels like there's something else I need to edit after this. Oh. And there's more bullets here. In program CS, add a call to builder services, add base address, HTTP client. Add a call to that. Okay. Builder services, I guess in here. Alright. So I'll paste that in. Put that there. What else? Rename Blazor link on build in your project files to Blazor WebAssembly enable linking. I don't think I have that. No. Nope, didn't have that feature. Alright. If your Blazor WebAssembly app is hosted using ASP.NET Core, it is. Make the following updates in startup CS of the server project. Okay. Rename use Blazor debugging to use WebAssembly debugging. Alright. No. This is hosted statically, so I don't have that. Haha! Alright. Alright, I think I'm okay with... Then I don't have these. Let's see. No. What else am I missing here? What else is broken? Blazor does not exist. This is in program. No, there's something else missing. It's not a package reference. And it's, what is it specifically saying it can't find? Blazor does not exist in the namespace Microsoft ASP.NET Core. That would be this line. So what happens if we remove that? Nope, doesn't like that either. WebAssembly host builder does not exist in the current context. All right. So let's do this. WebAssembly host builder does not exist in the... Change the reference to using this. Haha. All right. Delete that. Hey, you. Delete that line. And we'll put that in instead. Let's see. Recompiling. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Hey. All right. Now this is looking hopeful. Let's see. No. Here. Nope. Nope. It didn't copy it. Localhost 5001. Come on, show it to me. Here we go. Loading. Yes! No, that didn't work. That worked. That's not. So there was something. Nah, we're not quite there. Not quite there. Do some of these other ones work? Yeah, we're good here. These samples are working. Tree view sure working. I mean, it's showing over here in these open and close. Right? Home, foo, bar, Boz, Blazor, Mr. Mogo. See? So there was something else in here that Dan had for us about JavaScript interop. Do we need to change the... Because this has JavaScript interop references, do we need to add that reference? Chime my code. What do you mean chime my code? Not quite there yet. Let's see. Maybe I have to force that package version in here. Let's see. If I go up here, right? If we open this, then we add a package reference include equals that. Version equals, and we have this version that we're carrying around with us, Blazor WebAssembly version, right? So this is a little macro, a reference to what was in that directory directory properties folder we saw earlier. So now if I write that file out, let's take a look and see if this rebuilds properly. If it does rebuild properly, let's try and refresh, and maybe we'll get that JavaScript reference properly over here. So it did rebuild properly, but is it using my reference instead? We'll refresh. Okay, things still load. Do we get the JavaScript? Doesn't look like it. So this isn't triggering anything. I know. Horses love JavaScript. Well, look at that. That link didn't even turn into a link. Oh, you know what this is? I know what this is. 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 We can fix this. We can make it better. We can make it stronger. We can improve our samples and make it worth $6 million is what we're gonna do here, right? I think, did I forget to turn back on? I did. I forgot to turn back on all of our channel point rewards. I was gonna say, we're missing channel point rewards, aren't we? Let me turn some of these back on. Can't change my font, but we can do the voice mod. We can do review. Since we had a guest, I forgot to turn these back on. Notepad and Vim, can't do those because I'm already in Vim. Can't change editor, can't change font. I can review your code and we can record a voiceover. There we go. So they're all the rewards are turned back on if you want to have some fun. And I think I want to turn some of our old man developer quotes into like TikToks with me using FaceRig and publish those old man developer quotes, because they're little 8-second things with some old-timey music in the background talking about how much better things were back in old man developers days, right? You know old man developer. You've all heard old man developer before, right?
In my day, we had to implement left pad ourselves in assembler and couldn't just pull it from NPM.
No, you couldn't. Thank you, old man developer, for reminding us of the way things were. I feel like I may need a little bit of intro music or something at the beginning of those quotes when they pop on here, so that I know to stop. I know to stop talking, so we hear, so you can hear the joke. All right. So what I think is the problem here is that we're not referencing the JavaScript that we need to, that will hook up the boilerplate features inside of our code. So I saved this file. Let me see. So I need to go. I'm going to copy that file, that content. It's out of index, or it's not. It's in the layout. Where's the layout? It's over here, isn't it? No, it's not in there either. Host. That's where it is. I remember. Let me go down here. This line right here. Content, Blazor WebFormsComponents, JavaScript base page. We need this. So I'm going to yank that line and jump back over here. Go back into Blazor client side. Dub root. Index. And down here at the bottom. There it is. That should work, right? Should totally work. I hope. Let's see what happens. Go back over here to the browser. Refresh. And we should see that kick up. There it is. There it is! But it didn't turn that into... Well, that worked. But it's not a hyperlink. Okay. I think our samples got a little messed up here. Okay, they're working, but these are link buttons, but they don't look like hyperlinks. Right? They should have hyperlink styling. And the buttons, right? These work. Yep, there's my JavaScript. Why am I seeing... I don't want to see simple link button over here. This should just be simple button. Old man developer needs to be a lot louder. It's the music is so loud is a little bit of what's happening. I'll get that tuned offline and we'll figure that out. This works. Our samples are a little screwed up, but we've got everything migrated and it works now with the new version of Blazor. So what I'm going to do is commit those changes, and we'll be able to move forward with having Blazor WebAssembly Preview 3 working here. So, none of these are new files, so we're going to say updated to Blazor WebAssembly 3.2 Preview 3. Fantastic. And we'll git push. Thank you for the follow, Homies7. Welcome in. Yes, we need to set the... I don't even need to... origin... Do I really... Should I just merge it into dev and push? I should push this up. Not git push push. Origin feature WASM 32p3. Because I want you to see out on the project that we made this change. We pushed this in. So there it is. It's pushed out now, and it'll be out here on the project. We're going to merge that into dev, and we'll be able to close the other pull request we had. There we go. Yep, create that very simple pull request that has this update and gets the project on the latest version. No conflicts, good. Merge. And what can I tell you? Boom goes the dynamite. I can delete that branch. Yes, please. This should still compile and not have a problem. We can watch that if we want. It should also pick up and be using the new global JSON. Git fetch failed. Right, because it's trying to run this against a against a pull request that's already merged. But there should be another build being done for the dev branch. Or not. No yodel! I didn't yodel. You're right. We got it working quickly. I don't need to do a yodel for that, do I? Git checkout. Go back a branch. I'm going to get rid of the other branch. Feature. Goodbye. I'm going to pull in those changes. There we go. Yeah, it should have built. Oh, I'm not signed in. Please sign me back in. Yes, that one. Yes, that's my password. Or I guess you don't think it's my password. I'd really like you to sign in with that password. Pipelines. Let's requeue from the dev branch. Go. And what I particularly want to look for here is that it does grab the latest global JSON, so it brings in the latest .NET SDK. So hang on, back up. Age, blah blah blah. Downloading the tasks. Okay. So it's going and getting the code at this point. Yeah. Found version 3.1201. Downloaded. Was not found in cache. Downloading it. Okay. So this is... Azure DevOps doesn't have the latest version of .NET. So it went and got it. Let me exit out of here. So it's building. Blah, blah, blah. This should build successfully. So, no yodel. I don't think we need to yodel. Good. Running the test. It built the project. I'm not building the samples as part of the pipeline, but it is still working. None of those other things changed, so we're pretty good there. There's a couple other pull requests sitting out here that we should review. Our friend Hisham has been a little bit busy, and Juan actually has some documentation for us there. This from Space Shot, I'm going to close this. Implemented version 3.2 preview 3 and cleared up these issues. So we don't need this pull request. Thanks anyway. It got us finding some of the things we needed to address. Hisham has some things here, fixing spacing in the documentation, merging into our dev branch. We never recompile really when docs change, even though it says it did. I don't know why it did. To fix some of the spacing there, that's fine. That's a no-brainer to merge. It should be ignoring the docs folder when it builds. So we'll merge that in. Thank you for cleaning that up. It reads much better. Cool. Let's see what else we have here. So we had grid view documentation updates from Juan here. And Juan or Julio? I can't remember. It doesn't have his name. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. It might be Julio. It's J.U. I forget. Crumbs. But cleaned up some documentation here. Put the link appropriate out to the grid view. Nice. Added, here's the declarative syntax from ASP.NET. Along with that, right? So this is everything that we're going to hope to support for the grid view. It's a lot. And adding, here's the Blazor syntax. Non-implemented elements will be added later. Nice. Love seeing that. Good. So now we've got a little bit of documentation to go for our grid view. All right. We will merge that. I think we need a little bit of a squash here. Suggested some changes. And Hisham says looks good. So let's merge this in. Why didn't I get the opportunity to squash and... Yeah, let's squash and merge this. So we get just grid view doc. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you for adding some initial documentation for the grid view. Great stuff. So now we've got, if I go back over here to code, right, we scroll down here, now there's a link out to the grid view. And there's our documentation that was added. Nice! So it's very simple documentation at this point. We're going to need to add, for all of our components that we're building here, we're going to want to add a little bit of definition as to how you reuse some of this stuff in Blazor. But that's really good to see. Love it. All right, there's one more here. Hisham's introduced the add rotator component. This was something that wasn't initially on our list to be done, but it's an editor type of control. Folks had it add rotators. So he's updated the README to add the add rotator to it. He's got some initial documentation, some control samples for it, added it to the navigation menu. Nice. And even added it to the web forms components. Nice. Is there a test? I don't see a test. Let's see. I don't want a file filter. What do we got here? Control samples, control samples. I don't see any tests. So we'll need to build some tests for this. So I'm going to accept it and say let's add some tests. A small conflict here we can probably resolve quickly. I bet you it's the grid view. Yeah. Yep. Add rotator button hyperlink image button label. So I can include that version. I think that's the only change, isn't it? Yep. We'll merge those. Right? There it goes. Let's add some unit tests for the add rotator. Looks great so far. Fantastic. And it's actually going to rebuild just to make sure everything... It shouldn't rebuild when I ask... I have the build set to only run against the source folder. So I'm not sure why this is rebuilding. Couple comments here in the chat room. Let me take a look over here. Nice to have our time zones synced up again. Yeah, it absolutely is. Tommy K 9991 asks, have I ever worked with Unity? Yes, I've done a couple streams with Unity more than a year ago now. it might be fun to go back and do some things over there. The more and more that I tinker with and I use my my Oculus Rift, I bought myself an Oculus Rift for Christmas. The more and more I'd love to try building something that runs over there. So maybe we'll come back and we'll give that a shot, and maybe over the summer after we're through working on these components here on Blazor. There's definitely an opportunity there, I think. There's a question here from just a viewer. This is a good question. Can Blazor components be multilingual? You could pass a parameter of the desired language. It's gotta be possible. I haven't tried it, but everything that Microsoft builds when they build .NET components, when they build .NET features, typically has localization built into it. So I don't have first-hand knowledge of this, but I'm going to assume it's possible with something we call resources. There's got to be a way to do that. Yes, Tommy, this is Ubuntu running inside of it's inside of a Hyper-V virtual machine, and I'm remote connected into it. So we're gonna add let's simplify this a little bit with docs and sample. Squash and merge that. Looks great. And now we've got the add rotator in our dev branch. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Hisham, for that contribution. And that'll put Hisham's name up on the crawl up at the top here on the next GitHub refresh that goes through. And that tries to refresh every 10 minutes or so. 10, 15 minutes. There we go. Top for the week. There you go. Hisham with 11 contributions on the week. That's awesome. Awesome stuff up there. And we did cross our 10,000 follower goal. I am going to schedule a 12-hour festival in April. So April 9th is the Live Coders Conference. I'll probably do it the week after, is what I'm looking at right now to schedule that. Oh no! Fuel Snable! Your laptop keyboard gave up after 4 weeks of working from home. So getting set up your Windows box to work with work using Windows Subsystem for Linux. Nice! If that works out well, you're going to get a Surface laptop as your next laptop. Nice. Binary Chef asks, Friday, what's the workshop? This is going to be an ASP.NET Core 3.1 workshop. We're going to teach folks soup to nuts how to get started with ASP.NET Core and how to build your first application using microservices, using a little gRPC, maybe even a little Blazor server-side components in ASP.NET Core to build that first application. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a full-day workshop. I need to put a little bit more advertising around it, but that'll be Friday right here on the channel. I meant to do it this past Friday. I just wasn't feeling well. I couldn't sleep well after having after doing 2 shows on Thursday. Every time I give a full day workshop, it's something I want to be 100% for because it is a very long day. And I pulled the plug, unfortunately, this past Friday. So we'll do that. We'll publish it. We'll get it over to YouTube, and we'll let you folks on YouTube that are watching troll and complain about it, because folks on YouTube hate when I publish workshops. That are very Twitch focused and answering questions. So you're doing an intro to ASP.NET Core workshop for the local .NET user group next month. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I feel that this time, while everybody's working from home, is a great opportunity to learn new things, to try things out, to stretch yourself. Get in it too and do some different things, because you've got a little bit more freedom since you're not at an office. Take some time and learn something. And when we do get back into our offices, when we are face-to-face with our colleagues again, able to collaborate in person, if you've got some new skills, if you've got some new things that you've tried, you can hit the ground running and then be more productive. So virtual, of course. It's interesting. Let me tell you, friends, and hey, let's come over here. I've gotten a lot of folks asking me, I want to get started streaming. How do I get started streaming? Can you give me some tips? Can you give me a phone call and give me some tips? You have no idea how many people are asking me this. Lots of people are asking me, I want to get started. Can you show me how to get started streaming on Twitch? I've got a couple of blog posts over there at live.jeffreyfritz.com that show my gear and how I have things set up using OBS to broadcast here on Twitch. I'm going to try to put together a couple more blog posts about how to get started, how I've got things configured. Thank you for the follow, Sushi Ape. Welcome in. And I want to make sure that folks know how to get started, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to warn you right now, streaming is not something that everybody can just pick up and start doing. This takes a lot of work. You're managing and you're doing 3 different things. I'm doing video production, I'm doing audio level setting, and I'm writing code, plus I'm answering questions, all at the same time. There are folks who are extremely well-versed and extremely good public speakers who had a hard time keeping up with streaming. It takes a lot to do this. And don't get into this and think, I'm going to do 2 or 3 streams and we're going to be okay. I'm going to every now and again stream. It takes a lot of work, and if you want to be successful, you have to do it on a regular basis. You have to practice what you preach. This needs to become part of your regular schedule. When you have a regular schedule, folks know when to tune in. They'll find you, and they know when to have a good time and hang out with you. It's great if you want to give it a try, but if you want to be successful, you're going to have to learn to do all of these things at the same time. It's tricky. So, Code Show is here. Hell, Code Show is another member of the Live Coders team, one of our latest members. Welcome in. You're going to use the workshop published on GitHub. You want it to be totally Visual Studio Code and cross-platform. Fantastic. Yeah, Elliot Brand. I think you're right. There's a resource file and you reference it while developing. And different text is presented. I think that's how you do the cross-platform stuff. Chef Brent has done an OBS setup guide a couple weeks ago. Yep, that was a very good session from him. Wanadza. Sunday Confession. Okay. You just installed OBS last week. Now you understand how hard streamers manage their broadcasting screens. Yeah. There's a lot going on. Let me tell you, it is not trivial what happens here. And now you know why I've got 4 stream decks. Because there's a ton going on here. Let me keep reading here. You want one of those hats with the VS Code logo on it? So, it's not a logo. These are not logos. Microsoft branding police will... they will find you, and actually they won't just find you. I think our friend I forget his name. He has very important skills, right? Oh my gosh, Rift 87.
Rift 87 just resubscribed for 4 months. C# gritty, C# gritty, C# gritty, C# gritty.
Thank you so much for that. And we'll make another donation to code.org. All of our cheers, all of our sub, this first quarter, we're donating to code.org so they can help get kids' science and technology curriculum in the classroom, or the virtual classroom, as the case might be right now. So, this is, Liam Neeson has some words for what's involved if you violate the Microsoft branding police. They have...
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
They do.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
They do. And they will find you, and they will kill you. Don't do that. These are not logos. These are icons that are used on launch. Okay. There are no logos at Microsoft except for the window, the 4-pane window, and the Xbox logo. That's it. There are no other logos. They're icons. At least that's what the marketing people tell me every time I want to put something on a hat or something. Nope, we don't make swag with the icon on a hat. So I grab the icon and put it on a hat myself. And if the branding police find me they will kill me. It's just that simple. I will be in so much trouble. Don't tell the marketing people at Microsoft, okay? Even though, and I have a hat I made with Azure on it, and these aren't official Microsoft things. You can't buy them. And I don't know if they would come after us, but it's, as fans of the products, as fans of folks who love and appreciate these products, and we want to show our support for the teams that build these products. I love being able to show that off, and it's my wish that some of the marketing folks at Microsoft would appreciate and understand that having fans that want to show their appreciation for the products is a very cool thing. And we should encourage them that, hey, if you want to show that you love Visual Studio Code, you love working with .NET, you love working with Windows, you love working with Power Apps, it'd be cool if they had some logo swag that they could wear that shows and says, I am a Power Apps developer and I love it. And spread that love. Unfortunately, Microsoft's marketing department doesn't want that right now. So, not even Office. Nope. Nope. Those are icons. They are not logos. Let me keep reading here. And that's a little inside baseball. That's how the marketing department runs. Code Show says OBS eats all their CPU and memory. Yes. OBS is... page not found. YouTube.com/C#Fritz. What? Are you kidding? The YouTube channel should be running. There it is. That works. And I've got a new intro coming here that doesn't involve this. I don't know who this guy is without a hat. I'm completely missing it. I don't know who this guy is, but I have a new intro coming. I have lots more videos that I need to publish over there. That should all be working. Psycho's kids are working with code.org this last week. Very cool. They do some really great stuff over there. Thank you for the follow. Who's our new follower there? Fragrance-free. Wait a sec. I don't know about that. You see, the Googlebot can't load Blazor WASM. Yep, nope, it won't be. The Googlebot does not load. Let me come back over here. The Googlebot will not load that because the Googlebot doesn't run WASM. Streaming is another medium for public speaking. Yes, absolutely. The hardest thing, Sushi Ape says, is talking to a camera and streaming to 0 viewers for a very long time. Yes, it can be. It absolutely can be, talking to a camera and not knowing who's out there. But you would be doing the same thing if you were pre-recording. So, you need to broadcast. You need to make folks aware that, hey, I'm out here streaming, which means you need to get outside Twitch or outside YouTube Live or Facebook Live and tell other folks, hey, I'm out here streaming and here's the topic. If you're interested, come check me out. But doing that marketing, doing that branding to get other folks to come in is not easy. That's another thing you have to do besides just producing things here. Canhorn is here. You spent your weekend converting your existing stream tool for command overlay applications to Blazor. Nice! That's great. Young Lions, hello. Raynad used to say, it's easy to succeed on Twitch. The only thing you need to do is stream regularly, every day, at a specific time for a year. I know folks that have been streaming for 4 years, and they would say that they don't feel successful. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to do this. I'm very fortunate that I have a space that I'm streaming in and that I'm reaching out to folks in, where I have folks that want to sponsor me. I have companies that want to participate. We saw Adam Hurt and SolarWinds joined us on Thursday. That's in no small part because I am very active in the technical community outside of Twitch, and they want to broadcast and work with us. I have a series of sponsors that are asking questions about participating in Live Coders Conf. That is in no way because of just this stream. It's because of all the outreach that all of the live coders are doing on other platforms, whether it's DevTO, their own blogs, Twitter, LinkedIn. Marketing people are seeing this. They see this movement happening. They're finding us, and they're coming over and saying, here's the important people. Here are the people who are leading in this space. Let's get involved with them. It takes work to make these things happen. And it is not an overnight success. I've been streaming here for 2.5 years. It takes a lot of work. So, fragrance free, that feels like you're an advertiser. Yes, IT professionals don't realize how important networking is. Okay. Alright, because I've seen other brands that have jumped in here and they're like, hi, try new Michelin tires. Like, what? Or Chevy and some other things. So let me see here. OBS WASM is the new hotness. I don't know about that. Just bumped your stream schedule to 3 times a week. Good luck to you, Canhorn. It's absolutely... The more you stream, the longer you stream, the more folks will watch. You can take a look at my friend Lana Lux. She's another member of the Live Coders team, and she streams 8 to 10 hours a day of her Unity game development, right? She's developing with C# and the Unity game platform, and she has tons of viewers because it's always possible to tune in and find her building and writing code. So folks are tuning in and sticking around for a long time. So it has a compounding effect on her viewership. You read some folks saying that if you're going to stream, you need to be the caffeinated version of yourself. High energy and talkative. Different people can do different things. Wired Magazine referred to me as a shock jock of developer streaming here. And they're a little bit right.
People know me.
People know me, and I do try to amp it up. I do try and bring a lot of energy because I'm going to reference Scott Allen again. He said that when you are a teacher like this, make people smile. If you can make one person smile, if you can make one person laugh, you've done a good job. They've learned something. They've had a good time. You got to understand that we're a little bit of infotainment. My friend Suze Hinton, who streams typically right after us here on Sundays, and we're going to raid into her when we're done here, she takes a very chill, low-energy approach to her stream. She doesn't put herself out there as high energy and hitting funny sound effects and that, but very chill and, hey, let's just write some code together and relax and have a good time. And that's her thing. Fantastic. If that's what you enjoy, great. I took a slightly different approach, and I do want to be high energy. I want to be overly caffeinated. I want to be no nonsense and tell you how it is and get angry about things and complain about them and whatnot. That's what I do. That's my thing. So it's up to you, right? Be who you want to be, right? There's folks out there like Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tatman who are going to be loud and mean and annoying, and you're going to laugh and have fun with them. There's folks like Dr. Lupo who are polite and nice and are going to have a good time. Or Shroud. He's a nice guy, and he's almost going to apologize after he kills you in Fortnite. Choose who you want to be if you're going to stream, and embrace that and go after that. I like being kind of edge of the seat and telling it how it is and doing my thing. Primogen is on another stream. You're right, Paul Blart. Absolutely. And Primogen's another member of the Live Coders team. Here's the thing, friends, about Live Coders Conf. Okay, and let me tell you this. Because Primogen, if Live Coders Conf is successful, and I've got a pretty easy metric for us to cross, I think, for it to be successful, we're going to do a second one of these in June. I've got an even bigger event planned for May than Live Coders Conf. And if this is successful, I want to do 48 hours straight of Live Coders Conf in June. Not just 24 hours, 48 hours, because so many of the Live Coders want to participate. Folks like Primogen, I'd love to give a session. Carrie's giving one this time. I've got a bunch of other folks that are MVPs, folks that don't normally stream, we'd like to bring into the mix, but I would love to go 48 hours long so we get folks in every time zone being able to participate and watch and tune in. If this one is successful, we're going to do a second one of these. And based on what I'm seeing already, based on the forecast estimates of the interest that folks are seeing, I think we're going to hit some really big attendance numbers with this, because what I can tell you this. Friends, Carrie's out there. She's one of the speakers as part of this. Are you ready for this? Are you listening? But stop the music. Stop the music. Hang on. Live Coders Conf is going to be on the front page of Twitch for 7 hours on April 9th. Okay? If you know anything about what happens when you're on the front page of Twitch, you can take a look and you can see out there what happens when folks are on the front page. Folks come in like a lightning bolt, and it will flood how many folks are watching and participating and joining our community. And that's the goal. Based on numbers that I've seen and that I've reviewed from other forecasts from other folks that have streamed and been on the front page, measuring and taking those averages, we're going to blow out our numbers. We are going to crush it on April 9th, okay? Not to mention the fact that we've already got all these great streamers that you're going to be able to tune in and watch teaching about some of their favorite things. They're not going to be live coding, but they're going to be teaching. It's going to be tremendous, okay? Make sure you check that out. Yeah, Pac-Man Jr., we're going to be on the front page, and it's going to be really cool. So I think there's a huge opportunity that's going to happen there. And quite frankly, there are going to be folks who run major conferences who are going to see what we're going to pull off for Live Coders Conf and are going to be very jealous. All right? Let's get back into this. Let's get back over and write some code. I've been rambling here. Now Twitch needs to make a coding category. They like science and technology. There is a programming tag that you can follow. We've talked to our friends at Twitch and said, hey, we'd really like to have some way to have a front page for that so you can customize a little bit of it. Yeah, we did squirrel a bit. So we can customize what that looks like so that we can have a little bit of a page that has, here's some of the programming content in one place. Just a viewer. Just a viewer would like the Mad Titan to pay a visit. Friends, if you haven't seen this before, and why haven't you? We're going to set up here, we're going to do a little bit of, I have a voice modulator here. We're going to turn this over to the Mad Titan. Are you kidding? I had voice mod running. Is it just not set on the right feed here? I set this thing up every time before I get started. It is in beta. I will say that. So where is it? It's here somewhere. There it is. Yeah. Come on. There we go. All right. We can make that go away. Light up. You're not going to run with my buttons here, are you? Wait a sec. Where'd my configuration go? I've got Voice Mod Pro. What happened? Where'd everything go? No. And it won't let me key in license. Check your email if you've already purchased a license. Really? Come on, activate my license. There we go. That's better. Don't know why, I forgot my license.
Here we go. Yes. 5 minutes. As the Mad Titan writing code and making things disappear. Alright, let's do this. Where were we? Let me take a look over here. I wish I could have voice modulator during Teams meetings. What do you think I do? Alright. So, our Blazor code over here, I think our samples got biffed, got mixed up a little bit here. And I'd like to clean this up a little bit. So, our button, right? Our button samples here, it says simple link button, but it's not a link button, it's a command that happens here. So, we need to fix that, right? That should be renamed. There's some general cleanup around this. So, I'm gonna create an issue for this. And, we'll take a look. So, button sample cleanup. The text and underline effects do not appear properly in these samples. Labels, it's a bug, it broke. Here we go. Save this out. Right, here we go. JAF 1021 is here. Good to see you. For those of you that don't know, that's...
Hey, Mom! We get some meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
What's she doing? I never know what she's doing.
Hey, Mom. Good to see you. You didn't know the Mad Titan had a mother, did you? Of course. Let's see. Thanos has hijacked the stream. I've got a wonderful glove. It's all jewel encrusted. And I can snap my fingers and fix code immediately. Let me see. So let's clean up our samples here a little bit. Now you'll be in this chat forever just to see more bits and make me have the hamster voice. Oh, you don't know about the squirrel, do you? That was a thing. Check the clips. It's amazing. Let's clean up our samples here. So I'm going to create a branch for us to work with our samples. And I don't think I'm fixing the code so much as I'm fixing the samples. We'll take a look here. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna check out a new branch, and we'll call this, it's a bug fix. So let's call this, fix button samples. Alright, we'll create this branch, and, yeah. Let's dive in here and start working. Alright. So, our button, it said link button for the navigation, right? One click, click the right button component homepage, the navigation is wrong. Here. Simple link button, right? So let's go over to there. Just make it simple button. Right, so it's gonna rebuild right here. And come on, rebuild. There we go. And I'll go over here and I'll refresh the page and I'll reload. Oh yes. And simple button, good, and that still works. The JavaScript click, that works. And there's also alert hello world. Where is that coming out of? Is that still my JavaScript? Let's see if we can clean that up. I'm gonna jump back over here. Oh no. It's time to say goodbye to the Mad Titan.
And we're back to just regular old Jeff. It's just me. Just Jeff. Put some music on in the background. Here we go. There we go. We're back. Stay safe. Absolutely. So, here's the thing, right? We're all at home. We're all doing our things. We're trying to figure out a way to at least visit my parents, visit mom and dad. And maybe we set up a big table on their deck out behind the house, and we make sure that we at least sit on the other side of the table from them, so that we're outside, we're not inside, possibly contaminating anything. Can't touch, but at least be able to have a meal, have a barbecue, something, so that while we're able to visit, we're not allowed to hug family members, but at least visit, say hello. And have a meal together. It's certainly a little bit risky, but I think if we set up tables in a way that we can kind of guarantee that you don't cross the table, make sure that my kids, my family, you know, don't cross over, don't go in the house, we should be all right, and it'll be something that I think would be nice while we're in this extended time of social distancing. Visits aren't allowed, and it would be a little bit of a violation. But see if we can at least get something to have a little bit happening there. I play poker badly. I play poker, not too bad, but I play poker badly. Has a question for us about Blazor here. Let me put this up. I haven't read the full question yet. Asks, does Blazor have a preferred database format that it performs particularly well alongside? Bizu Hat, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for that with Twitch Prime. And we'll make another donation to code.org. You're going to get those 17 emotes. And you're going to be able to throw emotes at my face. And like I said, we'll make that donation. Let me put I Play Poker Badly's question back up. Does it have a preferred database format that it performs particularly well alongside? No, it doesn't have a preferred format because Blazor is intended to work separate, right? Is not coupled to, and particularly WebAssembly is not coupled to a server instance. So you're going to need to make a request across the network to get into, yeah, there you go. There's the Coding Bandit throwing some C# over the screen. So you're going to want to connect through some sort of a service to interact with. So maybe something like, I'm going to reference a sponsor, the Live Coder sponsor, FaunaDB. I'd love to test and see how that works with Blazor, because Fauna is intended to be database as a service, and you request out to their service and interact with using GraphQL to save things off. So FaunaDB, CosmosDB, and what's the one Google has available? I forget the name of it. But those will work very well. Bigtable, yeah, that'll work. Coding Stocks, that's another good one. That already have an API exposed to the public internet that you're going to communicate through. Firebase, that's it. Thank you, Kabazi. Those will probably work very well with it because you don't need to build another layer. SQL databases, MongoDB, you're going to want to stand up some sort of an API front end that you can access with HTTP. So you can effectively firewall it off and access. So you have a couple different choices there, but having to add that second layer so that you can access SQL Server, Oracle, Mongo, probably a good idea to consider. Thank you so much for the question. And Coding Bandit, here, I still want to take that C# logo and make that my that super C# emote that you saw from Coding Bandit. I want to make that my cheer mode, so you can cheer and throw that as the cheer. Maybe I'll take some time this week and use a little bit of learn a little bit of Adobe and make that so it spins and has different effects with it, and we can make that our bits that we have here. Z Real Big Deal has a question here. And nobody's asked me this question. Have I ever tried React? And what are my thoughts between that and .NET? I haven't tried. I've tried React. React is very much a front-side framework for building web-based applications. And in fact, you'll see folks put React inside of an Electron app so they can host and create desktop applications. But because an Electron app is just a browser that hosts the same web page, so you end up with that same single-page application architecture. React is a very interesting, very actively developed framework by our friends at Facebook. So if they use it for Facebook, it's gotta be good. There are some different and interesting licensing issues that Facebook tried to impose on React that didn't take too well with their community. And there are certainly, folks have ethical questions about Facebook, so that those ethical questions combined with how they've tried to relicense React has led some folks to step away from it, because they see that Facebook is, they have concerns that Facebook is not a polite and benevolent actor in how they're working with React. That's some folks' concerns. Facebook says that they have the best of intentions by open sourcing and supporting the community. It's up to you how you want to read into that. But those are the concerns around it. It's a tremendous framework, just like Angular, just like Vue. If you prefer to work that way, great. If you don't, that's okay too. I think Blazor WebAssembly, for folks who think like C#, is going to be tremendous in that space going forward. .NET has had commercial support for 20+ years. Open source .NET with .NET Core is going to be around for a very, very long time. The investment that's being put into it reflects that it is the fastest framework that is available, the fastest commercially supported framework that's available out there. You can buy support licenses for .NET. And it's the effort, the ethics that are behind the folks who are building .NET, the fact that they've gone and open sourced it. It's completely free as in liberty, not free as and also free as in beer. You can use it no charge, and use it however you'd like. You can rebuild it however you'd like to. The ethics behind that, and the fact that Microsoft is standing behind it, investing in it, and they've got literally some of the smartest people in the world investing in building the programming languages that you get now for free, is tremendous. I think it's something that is undervalued, underappreciated, because of the first 10 to 15 years of .NET development that was locked up and isolated behind a Visual Studio purchase of $1,000, $1,500. I'm doing .NET here in Linux for free with a text editor with Vim on the command line that you can download and you can see all of the source code for. It's everything that Linux folks really asked for in having a good programming language and framework, not specifically .NET. And the fact that the .NET folks have delivered that with great containers speaks a lot towards the value that this development team and community has in supporting not just the industry, but their community. And that's something that I think is not appreciated enough. Oh, you're right, Smab. It's a C# icon. It's a C# icon. Thank you. Thank you. Sorrent Muti says, be careful with... Oh, writing from Italy. Be careful with the social distancing. Yes. Yes. Not a problem. Thank you for that reminder. Friends, make sure you are social distancing at least 6 feet away. you know, we all have to at some point go to the groceries, go to the grocery store, go to market, pick up food, have food delivered. Keep your distance. I went to local Chick-fil-A the other night, and they did not hand bags of you know, the bag with the chicken directly to me that I was buying through the drive-through. They put it on a tray, and they handed the tray out the window, and you had to pick up the food off the tray. Good. We're not touching. They're on the other side from us. Yes. Boom Boom prefers relational databases. I do too. Nearly all data models you've ever worked with have more about data relationships than the data themselves. Agreed. I also have other data storage that I've done that is key value that works very, very nicely, but I end up denormalizing that into some sort of an SQL reporting database, so I can look at and sort by and index on those different attributes. Really great stuff. But right, key value databases are great for presenting web applications, and those SQL databases are magnificent for reporting and building data cubes with multiple dimensions that you can really explore and get into. There's some great features there as well, but there's other database structures that are even more optimized for that. It's all around what you need and what you feel comfortable about. Eagle Hansen, so good to see you, my friend. If you think of Blazor as a front-end framework, then that answers a lot of questions on use. Yes, Blazor is a tremendous front-end framework. Hello, is that J.E. Palqui? Welcome in. I Play Poker Badly says, speaking of free beer, if all of the bars were forced to close here, bars were literally giving away free beer to avoid having to costly dispose of it. That's tremendous. Z Real Big Deal asks, this is a good question. I've used Razor before. How is Blazor different? That's a really good question, Z Real Big Deal. Thank you for asking that, because I don't think we, the .NET team and community, has answered this question well. Thank you for the follow. Is that, like I said, is it J. Palqui? I don't want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. But Blazor is different because Blazor is intended to be very component focused. So if you've used Razor, you typically output and you'll intersperse your code with Markdown. You'll have your markup interspersed with C#, and you can do that in Blazor. So here's a sample. Let me come back to this in just a moment, but I might have a sample here. There we go. I'm gonna go over here. Let me think. What's a good one to show? So under pages, I have this. So here we go. I have some markup up top, and I have some code down here that's C# interspersed with it, and you're used to seeing that. In newer versions of Razor, you can have what are called view components or tag helpers that are kind of like directives you might see in Vue or React or Angular that have different tag names that'll be interpreted and rendered and turned into other HTML. And we have that now in Razor, and we can define these and have them picked up and added here. Blazor takes that one step further. Instead of having to write a C# class that is each one of these tag names, nav that you see here on line 5 is actually referencing this component here, nav.razor, and this content will be dropped right there on line 5. So Blazor gives you a way to build components and say that these components are answering on a page at a specific route in my application, in this case on /control-sample/button. And we can reuse those components with simple tags inside of other components. Yeah, Z, real big deal. I do think it's really cool. It's low friction. It's easy for me to intersperse and put a little JavaScript, put a little C# back and forth between these and have it interoperate. And it makes me happy as a .NET developer. When I'm building components like this, these components can either compile and run inside of an ASP.NET Core 3.1 application, or, as in the case we were looking at earlier, you can have them compile and run in a statically hosted, right? This is hosted with an HTML file that runs and loads, it loads a DLL and runs inside of WebAssembly in the browser, just like JavaScript might. Really great stuff. Let me see here. You love Blazor, but is it really production ready? Wrong one. There we go. Is it production ready for enterprise applications? Blazor server side is. It's ready. It's got full support. It's shipped with ASP.NET Core 3.1. Absolutely. Blazor for WebAssembly will be ready in May, is when the production release is coming. So it's absolutely, it's certified. You can get support from Microsoft to be able to do that. Just a Viewer asks, components, can they be shared via a NuGet package? Yes, indeed. This package, this project that we've been working on here, let me show you. This is, I call this Blazor WebFormsComponents. And the idea here is these are components that folks can use that have the same syntax as web forms. And I don't know why this isn't publishing.
Leviani just resubscribed for 17 months. Keep calm and code on smile.
Thank you so much, Leviani. 17 months. I really appreciate that support. And we're going to make another donation to code.org. Here they are. These are the components. They're not being used very much yet. But the idea is you'll be able to copy over your web forms components when web forms markup and into a new Blazor application and use the exact same markup, just referencing these components, and it should work. Should work. And we're getting there. These are components you can reference and use, and in fact you see them being used inside of these samples. And we're going to add more documentation. We're going to put more content out there so that folks can be more productive with this. So, but yeah, absolutely, just a viewer. Make them available as a NuGet package, reference them inside of another project, and you'll be able to light up just like this. Anything new for Blazor server-side Blazor in .NET 5? Not yet, Johan. Not yet. We'll know more. We're only in preview 1 of .NET 5. We'll know more as we get closer. The big focus for .NET 5 is getting all of the .NETs using one command line tool. So that's going to be an initial focus here with better performance. So, Real Big Deal has a good follow-up question here. Where would you suggest getting started with Blazor? How difficult would it be to convert from Razor to Blazor? It's not difficult to convert from Razor to Blazor. Not difficult at all. Check out blazor.net. Real easy to browse there. Right? Easy to remember. It's .net in the browser. It's Blazor. And all of your Razor code should work in Blazor. And there are some tutorials here that'll get you started right away. And I mean, you should see very quickly, it looks and feels just like your Razor, except you'll learn how to build components using a .razor extension instead of .cshtml. It'll get you there pretty quickly here. Really great stuff. And there was a question about localization earlier. Here's localization information as well. So, we're really excited about Blazor. There's a lot you can do with it, and you can even use it with the mobile Blazor bindings to output Xamarin, a Xamarin application using the exact same Blazor concepts you've had before. You tried debugging with Blazor WebAssembly 3.2 Preview 3 yesterday, and it even worked in Visual Studio Code. Nice. That's awesome. Andreas Kroll, welcome in from Germany. Good to see you. Guten Nachmittag to you. Welcome in. Okay, so let me go back over to the sample that we were working on here, and there looks like there's a rogue alert hello world we need to clean up here. Let me see if I can find where that is and get a fix in here. I think, if I think through this properly, is that in my components? Do I have that in my JavaScript? I have a little bit of JavaScript here just to help format and get any JavaScript interop working. I don't see that alert hello world in here, which tells me it's somewhere else. Let me go into the samples. Is it down here in... Is it in my button sample here for an alert hello world? No, don't see it here. Some extra lines there, get rid of that. Where else could it be? No, I don't want to go over there. Where else could it be hiding? Let me think. I'm going to come back. I see a question. I see a comment there from AEM that I want to make sure I address. It's not in here. No, and it wasn't in the base page JS. Right? There wasn't an alert hello world in here. Look at this. I'm pushing this machine so hard with the VM that I'm skipping frames. Skipping frames here. I didn't mean to do that. All right. So if it's not over there, is it in my base web form component? Nope, there's no alert in there. Is it in my button? That's not right. There's a button base component now. Here. Nope, it's not in there. All right, where else could it be? Let's go back over to the code. See that? Where's that coming from? Right, because it says running window load function command fired alert hello world. Right. Why do I think it's in here, hiding in here? There's where it says running window load function. Right? Console log. Oh, that's it right there. Right? It's writing out what the on-client click is, that it's done that. Isn't there a console.debug we could turn on there? Would that be better to write? I think that would be better. Instead of console log. And I think I want to do the same thing up here. Right? I think. So that's in that JavaScript. I should be able to do a hard refresh here and get the same thing working. So I have, right, when I turn off the debug, you don't see it up here or there, but you see it. Good. Let me take a look here. AEM 1984 says, Blazor will help all developer teams that don't know React to create components using just C#. Very valuable. I would say it is valuable for all businesses that are very C# focused. The same folks that were really big with web forms, that really enjoyed using that framework because they didn't want to have to learn all the web technologies, will really like Blazor for that same concept. They don't have to learn all the JavaScript frameworks. They can just be productive with the same technology on the front end that they're using on the back end of their application. So coming from Blazor, would it be easier to learn React? I don't know. You don't need to learn React at all, I completely agree with. Okay. So this looks good. And link button. So now the other thing is over here, the link buttons don't appear to be getting, right? Link button 1 with command, right? I don't feel like the link button. So it doesn't have an href. So it doesn't actually output or have that formatting, right? If this did have an href, right? It now looks like a hyperlink. It now gets the hyperlink appearance, but it goes somewhere else. That's a problem. We don't want it to go somewhere else. So that navigated. It's supposed to navigate. Right, and it's triggering the commands appropriately. But that... If we put an href hash in there, it's going to navigate somewhere. Interesting. How can we do that without having it navigate somewhere? Right? Can we add an href and have it do a JavaScript cancel? Event.cancel. Ashdev suggests create an A tag within CSS. Well, I don't want to light up CSS, put extra CSS on this to make it inherit from there. It is an A tag, right? I don't know what CSS to put on that. I want it to inherit and have and behave like and look like a hyperlink, just like these, right? Let me take a look at some more of the comments coming through here from the chat room. Is that Pereira Shumi asks, only one question, where do you get that awesome hat? Well, thank you. I'm glad you like the hat. This is a custom-made hat that I had made for the Visual Studio 2019 launch back in April of 2019. I made up 2 of these hats. There's only 2 of them in the world. This is one, and the other one our friend Scott Hunter has. He's the director of .NET Program Managers. Microsoft does not make these. Yeah, him. Microsoft does not make these icon hats available. And I may be in a slight copyright violation by getting it made. But I'm showing my love for the company. I don't think they'd be taking too much offense to it. So, you like the fewer language interop pipelines that Blazor affords, and that's the same reason that folks really loved Node.js, is right? Is you stayed all in JavaScript and you were able to be productive with that. Just create an, yeah, I read that one. AEM 1984 says in their home country, Greece, I appreciate you sharing your location, thank you. Many businesses that are focused on Microsoft technologies. Oh, very cool. Okay, so in Greece, a lot of businesses using Microsoft tech, particularly C#. Let me put this comment up from AEM. I think this is appropriate here. So Blazor will be a huge advantage for all of those folks working with those businesses. It'll be easier to get junior developers who just know C#. That's terrific. Thank you for sharing that, AEM. That makes me feel good. That encourages me as a .NET developer to hear that there's going to be some excitement around being able to use Blazor in all the different ways there. Thank you for sharing. I can't officially advocate for somebody having your own hat made. I can't officially advocate for it, but you're certainly welcome. You're not welcome to. You certainly can have that done. So, I've politely encouraged some folks in the marketing department that it might be cool to make Visual Studio Code swag that folks can buy and show their appreciation, show their love for this product, and we'll see what they decide. There's corporate things that happen there, and that's their concern. Elliot Brand asks, see what Elliot has for us. Is Map Blazor Hub built to work with areas, or is there a way to add an area to it? Why? If I change the base URL for the admin host CS.html to something like admin instead of / it causes problems connecting to the hub. You're wondering if it'll require a custom SignaIR Hub. No, there's a way around this. So when you're running, Elliot's working with Blazor server side, and you have a hub, a SignaIR Hub that sends data back and forth to the browser for the Blazor components being rendered on the server. What's happening here is if you change the base URL, it'll skew how it's able to reach out and interact with it. I thought there was a way to configure Map Blazor Hub. There should be a way to do that. I don't know the answer to this question. I gotta imagine there's some documentation around configuring Map Blazor Hub. I ran into something like this. And I was, yeah. Just, there we go. This doesn't look like the right one. But you're changing the routing is what's going on. Yeah, Map Blazor Hub. There is a way to configure that, I thought. Route to components with from multiple assemblies. That's not what you're looking at. Routing parameters. You might be able to get around what you're trying to do with areas by adding something in the router and get that to behave differently. You have Greek developers in Greece. Fantastic. Everybody at your company knows you're a Microsoft fan. You even have stickers shipped directly. Nice. Evan Weeks has a Blazor t-shirt. Very cool. How do we not have a C# bot hat? Asks Cyralash. Actually, if you click the store link just below, not Rebubble, I did add the Fritz and Friends logo to my Redbubble. So I believe if you go to, it's not just there. So I have the Works on My Machine logo that's out there, right? If you click through to my shop, hey, look. I added the Fritz and Friends featured collection, but there are now, if this is something you like, if you think that's cool, the Works on My Machine, the logo's on the other side. So, what? You can get this logo on t-shirts, you can get stickers, phone cases, all kinds of stuff if you'd like it. Some folks were asking to be cool to get the bot. I have other images of the bot that you can, that I want to make available so you can get mugs and stickers and whatnot. Even the rainbow bearded Clippy I have available as well. Hey, why aren't you going back there? Where is it? I thought there was a way to... Right, if I go into the collection, right? I need to change the way this is organized so that you can get to the different designs. Is that going to take you outside of my designs? Nuts. Works on My Machine. Come on, show me my other designs. No. That's not right. Because I made it available on all kinds of stuff. The code hat that I'm wearing, I need to figure out a way to make that available, but me selling stuff with the company's logo on it, it's a bad idea. April 3rd, so later on, if I go to the artist profile, right? 4 designs. It won't let me click through to just the designs. So I'm going to need to set these up as separate collections. Clothing. I don't think I made. Did I make a dress available? No. It was like, that's weird to have a dress with Fritz and friends on it. Digital art, drawing, painting. No. Wait a sec. Go back. Be nice if it just showed everything, because there's a lot more here. Accessories? Works on my machine stuff, tote bags. There was a lot more that I've made of this, that I made available. So I'll update the collection there so you can see more of that stuff. But there's, I do have the bot with the shades on. I do have Rainbow Bearded Clippy, and there's, what's the other one? Rainbow Bearded Octocat. Thank you for the follow. Is that for Navarro? Welcome in. Is there an STL of the bot available to 3D print? No, that's a great idea. You'll look into making some logos for me. Well, Johnny B. Cat, thank you. That's very kind. Do they ship in Europe without taxes? I don't know. You're gonna have to check. What's that, Gareth? Oh, AEM, with all those streams I do, I'm going to surpass Scott Hanselman in popularity. Unless Hanselman starts streaming. Hanselman's been doing some things over on YouTube. Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, him. Does GitHub get upset for modifying the Octocat? No, they encourage you to modify the Octocat. They very much encourage you to modify the Octocat. Let me see if... I feel like the link button here... I'm going to open that as a secondary issue. But as far as just cleaning up the button samples, I've got that fix in. And we've had a nice conversation here today. I've really enjoyed it. Let me see. What do we have here? Yeah. Cleaned up the button samples and JavaScript to fix. And this is 154. Okay. Git push origin fix button samples. We haven't done too much work here today, but we got a lot of things merged in from our friends. And I'm really happy. Let me clean this. Let me finish cleaning up here. Let's bring on the Mario music. There we go. So that's pushed up. Let me merge that change in and fix this. Thank you for the follow, Z. Real big deal. Really appreciate you joining us today. Lots of great questions. I really appreciate you kind of pushing us along here and answering some things that we haven't quite thought of in the past. I'm going to create this pull request. It's going to run that check. And we will, I'm not really squashing and merging. But, why is it highlighting the word fix? Oh, good. Good. So this should... we're waiting for the console. I'll get that merged in and we'll have it available so we can continue working on this next time. And next time, I'm going to be back coding tomorrow. Our friend Alex from Madrina's Coffee is going to be joining us tomorrow, and we're going to continue what we were talking about, working with some machine learning, investigating some things that are going on out on the web, using a little ML.net, and see what we can do to work with some of the data that folks are talking about Madrina's Coffee, and they're a sponsor of the stream. It'll be a sponsored stream tomorrow. You'll see Madrina's pop up over here every now and again, but Alex will be joining us, and we'll be talking about coffee. We'll be talking about some machine learning and how you can recognize and work with images out on the web. It'll be a lot of fun. Same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, 1400 UTC, and we'll be working together on that. Thank you so much for the follow. Packet Ferret, and is that New Regal? Welcome in. Let's set up for our raid. We're going to put the raid call out there, and we're going to get ready to raid our friend NoOpCat. Here we go. If you're a subscriber, copy that first line. If you're not a subscriber, copy the second line. Copy it onto the clipboard and get ready. We're going to raid... Why am I forgetting the raid command? We're going to raid NoOpCat. All right, the follower-only chat is turned on over there. That's okay. I hope you have a great day. I hope you're staying safe out there, keeping your social distancing, so we can move on and move past this terrible virus. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Get ready to say hi to Suze. Have a good one.